Herkese merhabalar. Deniz Müzeleri programımızı, Okyanus Okuryazarlığı programımızı evrilterek ilk programda sizlerleyiz. Bugün çok özel bir konuğumuz var. Antonella Vassallo, International Ocean Institute, yani Uluslararası Okyanus Enstitüsü'nün direktörü. Bugün aslında Deniz Müzeleri programının çok koleksiyon temelli programları, aslında biz okyanus okuryazarlığına, yani deniz müzelerinin bilgisi içerdiği bilgileri okyanus okuryazarlığına nasıl evriltiriz, toplumda denizin bilgisini nasıl kullanırız hedefiyle aslında yola çıkmıştık. Şimdi de International Ocean Institute 1972 yılından beri faaliyet gösteren bir enstitü ve bildiğiniz üzere de Türk Deniz Araştırmaları Vakfı ile beraber de Türkiye'de deniz okuryazarlığı kurslarını beraber düzenlemekteyiz. Bu çok eski bir hikayesi var. 1972 yılında Elizabeth Borghese tarafından kurulan bir enstitü ve bugün okyanus yönetişimi, kapasite geliştirme ve okyanus okuryazarlığı alanlarında da dünyanın önde gelen kurumlarından biri ve bu Ocean Akademi, yani okyanus okuryazarlığı kursları aslında bizim Covid döneminde başladığımız ve online olarak kursiyerlere ulaşan bir program. Bu platformların, yani bu çevrim içi platform olarak hazırladığımız eğitimlerin nasıl bir aslında geri dönüş olacağını başlangıçta çok bilmiyorduk. Ama burada tabii çok geçmişe dayalı bir tecrübeyle beraber bunu başlattıktan sonra bugün neredeyse 400'ün üzerinde kursiyere Türkiye'de ulaştık, ama bu sayı dünyanın dört bir tarafında 100 binlere ulaşan rakamlar. Dolayısıyla aslında Türkiye'de okyanus okuryazarlığını geliştirmek için dünyadaki örnekleri de sizlerle buluşturmak istedik. O yüzden de bugün okyanus okuryazarlığını, okyanus yönetişimini, kamusal katılım ve deniz müzeleriyle beraber de okyanus bilgisinin geleceğini Antonella Vassallo'yla beraber konuşacağız. İzninizle ben programı İngilizce olarak yapacağımız için İngilizceye döneceğim. İlk önce tekrar ona hoş geldiniz diyorum ve şimdi İngilizceye dönüyorum izninizle. Now I switch to English. So Miss Antonella Vassallo, thank you for accepting us for our program. We are very honored to have you as guest. So it is our ocean literacy program that you are our first guest in this program. We first started with the marine museum programs and then now switched to the ocean literacy program, as you are our first guest, and it is now today's program is a very important new step for us, that we are going to continue first with International Ocean Institute in Malta, that the foundation of this institute is 1972 with Elizabeth Borghese, right? And this institute has become one of the world's leading institutions in ocean governance, as well as ocean literacy. So first, I would like to again welcome to our program, and I would like to ask you that why is now ocean literacy becoming increasingly important globally now?
First of all, thank you, Elif, for giving us this opportunity to speak together and to talk a bit about, our shared passion for the ocean, I think, because that is what unites us. You and I have worked a long time together, and I know you love the ocean as much as we do here. I think ocean literacy is becoming more and more important because we are simply learning, first of all, more about the ocean, appreciating the ocean more, and we are on the verge of using the ocean more. So our love grows, the science grows, the need to regulate it grows, and therefore the need to know more about the ocean has to grow as well. And with ocean literacy, we know that ocean knowledge should be made available to all at all levels. So ocean literacy is becoming more important as we understand and appreciate and value the ocean more.
So International Ocean Institute is working on this for more than 50 years, and it is very important, the history of the institute. So could you also tell us briefly that what is the origin of the International Institute and the vision of Elizabeth Borghese? Of course, we have her heritage now today, I think, alive.
Indeed. In fact, we stand on the great work done by people who came before us. One of them is, of course, Elizabeth herself. She was a campaigner for social justice. And another person was Arvid Pardo. At the time, he was the ambassador of Malta to the United Nations back in the 50s and the 60s. And between them, they understood that the ocean would be held within it the possibility of offering justice and equitability and sustainable opportunities for development for all these new nations coming up. So these two people worked together on the philosophical underpinnings, if you wish, of what eventually became ratified as the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea many years later.
Common heritage of humankind, right?
That's right. That's the principle that underpins the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. And in fact, as a result of their and the thinking of many other experts, we now are able to profit from this UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, which is the governance structure, the set of legal guidance underpinning ocean management. But also there was the realization eventually that with this new convention coming into force, there was going to be the need to train up a lot of young and ocean professionals from sometimes new countries, newly republic countries, and therefore the IOI then switched its focus onto capacity development and training and teaching and creating leadership in ocean governance all over the world. So in a nutshell, this is what the IOI's journey has been. It has continued very effectively for decades, and then producing IOI trainees. I know you are one of them, so you are one of our success stories as well. And producing these future ocean leaders. The ocean and this world desperately needs trained leadership. And the IOI had been doing that since 1972. Once our 50th anniversary came in 2022, we decided to expand our educational opportunities to also include ocean literacy level, which is maybe more relevant or reaches out to wider communities rather than just focusing on ocean professionals. So in a nutshell, that's our story.
So ocean literacy is not only about learning marine science, but also about understanding our shared responsibility toward the ocean. Right now, first I was in Malta in 2005 for the IOI course. It was not online, it was face-to-face course, but I benefit a lot from the holistic and interdisciplinary approach in the course. So now you are not just giving this information or knowledge to just not to the scientists, but now to the whole people, all the community all around the world. I think it is the most important now that with the ocean literacy, I think ocean literate society, right? So why is this so important now in all around the world, and how I started the importance of this issue now?
Okay, I think you put your finger on it when you said it's the impact of the ocean on us. In fact, the IOC UNESCO defines ocean literacy as the understanding as a citizen, as a person who is living in this world, and the understanding of the ocean's influence on me, on you, and our influence on the ocean. And as you know, this is a two-way impact. Mm-hmm. The impacts are positive, they are negative. We are aware of, for example, our impact on climate. And I also ask myself, how many people are aware of the impact of climate and ocean? Maybe how many people know that 50% of the oxygen in the atmosphere comes from the ocean? So there is a lot to learn as individuals of, first of all, how much we owe the success of life on Earth, the fact that we can thrive and survive on this planet, to the need to have a healthy ocean. And I think that's very important. And this is why ocean literacy, or making people more knowledgeable about these impacts of us on the ocean and the ocean of us, is really important when we come to think of how we should modify our behavior today so that we have a healthy ocean and a safe climate and a livable Earth into the future for us and for the people who come after us, the future generations. So ocean literacy is important in helping us, I would say, even survive and thrive successfully on this planet ocean that we live on.
So it is the ocean literacy is not just for the science. It is now we are benefiting from all perspectives, and now the social media, the citizens, educators, media professionals, and also I think most important, the decision makers should be ocean literate, right? And yes. Now you are putting a success story on accessibility for the courses. I think they are first we have some suspicious about the success of the online platforms, but I think maybe you can evaluate how the knowledge, the knowledge of the ocean could be widespread through the online platforms, and also you have you are given a great importance to the local languages, I think, and now all the courses are, all the knowledge are together with the course participants, or all the participants from the worldwide, with their own language via online platforms. So how could you manage to realize this kind of how can I say, mission and vision and great success?
Okay, you have raised a lot of really important questions, so I'll try and answer everything. First of all, you spoke about decision makers, and I think over here I would like to maybe invite people to reflect. When we say decision makers, we tend to think our elected representatives, politicians, the mayor, right? But actually, in everyday life, each and every one of us makes decisions that can impact the ocean and our environment negatively or positively. So we are all decision makers on an everyday level. So we all, of course, by our decisions, also bear responsibility and duties to maybe make the right choices. And this is where ocean literacy comes in. Ocean literacy and the IOI Ocean Academy, which I will be talking about, was designed really to give people the knowledge and the tools they need to make these kind of decisions in their everyday life in such a way that we conserve and preserve the ocean and our environment. So we could choose between one type of purchase or another purchase. We could choose to recycle more or not use certain items made from goods that are from endangered species. So this is why ocean literacy is important. And what we tried to do with our Ocean Academy is to remove all barriers of access to this knowledge. Something that we have noticed since the beginning of the IOI is that knowledge exists. There is a lot of knowledge out there. But when we come to ask ourselves, who is able to find that knowledge and use it, then the discussion becomes different. And
and it is important that true knowledge, right? There are
That's right. True knowledge, scientific knowledge, knowledge that is accessible, and we use this word often, needs to be knowledge that, first of all, you understand. So it needs to be created and delivered really at the level of the person who is trying to understand. It could be a school child, it could be a decision maker in the mayor's office, or it could be a housewife, or it could be a professional. So everybody needs to access knowledge at the level at which is meaningful for them, where they can profit from it. The other thing we realize is that sometimes the knowledge is only available to in big languages. What do I mean? For example, I am from Malta. We speak Maltese, and there is a lot of knowledge, scientific knowledge in Malta, but a lot of it is in English. And I could give similar examples for many communities all over the world. With our Ocean Academy, we therefore tried to work with local experts, people who have completed the IOI training courses like you, to deliver knowledge to their communities in their own mother tongues and using local relevant examples. Because we know that if you explain something, if you share knowledge in your mother tongue, using examples that are relevant to your community, people care more. They learn more and they care more. And they are able to bring that change that the ocean needs, that we need, from within their communities, within their families, outwards. So if you wish, ocean literacy and the Ocean Academy, the IOI's Ocean Academy, gives people the knowledge and the tools to start living, start taking decisions which are more ocean literate. So maybe I have tried to explain a number of concepts, but I think we can agree how important it is that people have knowledge that they can use meaningfully.
So could you tell us the numbers of how many II courses online now around the world? How many countries or how many?
You mentioned online. Another reason we wanted to do this Ocean Academy online is because it's so easy for people to join online, right? Everyone has a smartphone and can use it. So we created the Ocean Academy to be delivered online, so people can register with no problem. And I'm super happy to say that at the moment we have 32 nodes all over the world. Every month we're growing. And these 32 nodes all over the world offer ocean literacy modules in 29 different languages. So we're very happy to see that every day we're attracting more people who wish to deliver these ocean literacy modules in their mother tongue to their own communities, thus spreading knowledge of the ocean and knowledge of the importance of living in a balanced way with the ocean to more and more people every single day. And I'm proud, of course, to be working with you on this project as well.
Yes, I also would like to ask that for an evaluation of the ocean literacy program in Turkey, of course, in Turkey. As you already mentioned, that we are conducting a collaboration together with the Turkish Marine Research Foundation, and could you also evaluate, because you are also making questionnaires and our participants, course participants, also filling the questionnaires in the end of the course. So you are also evaluating, maybe there can be a chance that you can compare with the other countries, other online courses. So could you also make a short evaluation for us?
I'm very, very happy with the work the Ocean Academy does in Turkey, through, of course, your leadership and the leadership of your partners in Turkey. And I have to say that your partnership was one of the first ones. I believe it was in 22 or 23, right, that we started working together, you and I, on the Ocean Academy. And of course, since then, I know that you have a focused outreach on a very specific, maybe audience, which is very, very important. I know that Turkey, like many Mediterranean countries, is very focused on tourism. You've got a number of very important cities on the coast, and villages, and beautiful coastline on the turquoise coast. So
because you were in Antalya, you were in Turkey.
Yes. I love visiting Turkey. So I know that it is critically important, therefore, that Turkey manages its coast, its coastline, its tourism, its coastal uses very well. So I was really happy when you told me that your modules, your ocean literacy modules, would be designed to attract decision makers from coastal municipalities, coastal industry, coastal blue economy stakeholders, to teach them a bit more about the ocean and the impact of human activities for which they were responsible, and the impact of human activities on the coast, on the ocean, and on the health and well-being of coast, ocean, and communities. So I have to say, I really loved your proposal at the time. I'm really glad to see how successful you are and how many people apply for your Ocean Academy and how many people complete the Ocean Academy modules that you organize. And, you know, we started well, we're doing well, and I just wish to thank you and congratulate you and wish you more and more success as we move forward with this program together.
Thank you. It is because of your vision, and as far as, in my opinion, at the beginning, I wouldn't expect this kind of success, and I was expecting to just be online in the COVID period. But now I can understand that it was a chance to us to start in the COVID period, but now we have a very solid experience and a solid success story about how we can manage and how we can create a big family, as you are making it in all around the worldwide. And in Turkey, I think we are now a 500 people family, online courses together with our participants and together with our lecturers in the programs, that our family is getting bigger and bigger. But I think the more important is that the local stakeholders, active stakeholders, the number of the active stakeholders on the marine conservation issues are becoming increasing. Like, is it also valid in all around the world? That are you also experiencing this kinds of expanding advocates of the ocean all around the world?
Yes, I was sharing an email with our colleague who, like you, offers an Ocean Academy module in Kenya, and she delivers it in the Kiswahili language. And she was telling us, you know, how rich and how important it is that the people who follow her module, like your Turkish citizens follow yours, are able now to articulate certain concepts and take it back and implement them in their daily decision makers. So we hear the same thing from your colleague, our friend in Georgia, who works with teachers so that they can take ocean knowledge back to the classroom. With so many people of our Ocean Academy family who work with different sections of society to make ocean knowledge more and more accessible. And you mentioned being online in COVID. Actually, for all the things that came with that time, one thing we learned is that how easy it is to teach and reach people online because of our experience then. So again, we learned that it was one way to remove a barrier of access to knowledge. So that is why our Ocean Academies are all online, because it's very, very easy for people to find this knowledge and to find people who will guide them with their questions. So maybe a silver lining that we're able to profit from.
So it is also remarkable for our Turkish courses that the diversity of the participants coming from different cities, different disciplines. It is an interdisciplinary and a very holistic approach you are putting in the vision. So why is diversity so important, and especially for the young researchers and the scientists and early career ocean professionals? What are the other opportunities for the IOI that to make the export area more and more expanding?
First of all, you mentioned something very important. You mentioned the word multidisciplinary. And as you know, the ocean is used and utilized by many different stakeholders. We talk of ports and harbors, tourism, fisheries. We talk of recreation. We talk of so many different uses. We talk of individual uses and corporate uses. So, as you pointed out rightly, we need many different skills and many different types of knowledge to understand the ocean and to manage our uses of the ocean and to conserve it. So at IOI, we strongly believe that in order to successfully manage our relationship with the ocean, all these disciplines, all these experts need to be speaking to each other. Mm-hmm. It will be pretty useless to spend a lot of time and effort and money to protect a place, only to discover that right next to it they are going to build a highly polluting industry. So people need to speak to each other. So the interaction between experts of different disciplines is critical. And it is the same at professional levels, but also at community levels. The more I, as a person, understand the big picture, the more I, as a person, can manage my behavior, my decisions, in order to cause the least harm, or maybe even reverse harm. So this is where we try and emphasize, first of all, the responsibility of decision makers, but also individual knowledge, individual decisions. Each and every decision at each and every level adds up to either have positive impact, or unfortunately, sometimes it adds up to increase negative impact. Very often the choice, many choices are in our hands. And
well, it is very important that in our courses also we are facing the same responses that like marine biologists are finding most interesting lectures about the marine legislation, and yes, like advocates find the most interesting lectures about the marine biology. So we are saying that we are very glad that to make them to talk together and to solve out the problems in different perspectives. So this is very important. This is very relevant, yes, in Turkey, and I think this is this was the main problem, and I think the most successful way of the online courses make it very ideal for that you are in home and with all the with your coffee and with your iPhone or your camera, you are enjoying the subject in a very freely way. So I think the communication, not yes, the knowledge sharing, but the communication way of success of the courses are, I think, more important.
I think that is very true. We learn always as human beings. We learn from books, of course, but we also learn from each other. We learn from talking to each other. We learn by exchanging experiences. And as you know from your training with the IOI, this is something that the IOI has tried to do since the beginning. Yeah. So put people in the same room to share knowledge, to talk to each other, to build networks, to resolve problems together, and to make things better together. So I think also that as well as knowledge, it's important to create communities of people who are interested, people who are dedicated, people who are empowered. And I think in their different ways, the training courses of the IOI and the ocean literacy program of the IOI tries to achieve this at all levels of society.
In 2005, there was a different point of view of the marine biology or marine science, but now we are facing a lot of problems. Like now it is the main, I think, topic is climate change, and we are facing very, very interconnected challenge together with the climate change, biodiversity loss, or marine pollution. It is all around the world now, the main topic, I think. And if I would ask the future for the ocean literacy programs, what can you say about the ocean literacy play in addressing these kinds of global issues?
You're right. The knowledge that we had 20 years ago, it's already been 20 years, yes, is different to what we know now. Every single year, our scientists, our researchers learn more about the world around us. And every year, I know we will learn more and more. And what was maybe just at the dawn of science research 20 years ago is now more clearly understood. But one thing that we know for sure, and we are learning more and more every day, is how dependent we are, life on this Earth, on this planet ocean, how dependent we are on the health of the ocean and on the climate-ocean interaction. Every day we know more and more. But we already know enough to understand that we need to do something about our impact on this planet. Some indigenous people will say, you should tread lightly on this earth. You should understand your impact so that you do the least damage possible. Not simply as an academic or but effort, but also because it is critical to the survival of life on Earth as we know it. We need to manage our impact on this planet. We need to understand our role, not only in the damage that we do, but our role in reversing it, in conserving habitats, in making things better, not worse. And this is where it's so important to understand and to teach ourselves and to learn. And to learn from each other as well.
So I think the ocean, the United Nations of program about ocean decade program. Now I think the IOI Academy is endorsed as the legal training program for the international ocean decade program. So maybe you can tell us about shortly the what is the message of the ocean decade and what is the sharing point or sharing view of the ocean decade program now in globally and the ocean training programs, and together what should we achieve?
Okay, the ocean decade was established as a means to encourage and support the science we need in order to have the ocean we need to survive. So the idea originally, it's a 10-year framework initiative to identify, to generate, and to use critical ocean knowledge. And the ocean decade, fortunately, is wide enough to encompass within it all the range of knowledge from the hard science that we're familiar with, the scientists taking measurements, all the way up to the possibilities that we must create to make this science available to decision makers, but also to the man in the street, the man and woman in the street. So when they say the science we need for the ocean we want, they took into account the whole range of knowledge. And this is where the IOI Ocean Academy, therefore, has a role to play in taking this knowledge, this hard knowledge, this information from the scientists who do a lot of good work and translate it into knowledge that people can use in their everyday life to make the right decision on a day-to-day basis. Whether you're a manager of a port or a harbor or a hotel operator or a school child, you should have the knowledge, you should be able to understand this information about the ocean, about your activities, your impact. So I'm glad to say the ocean decade is proceeding very well. We're about halfway through. There's a lot more to go, but you know, putting ocean knowledge and ocean science front and center of our lives has been very, very helpful in teaching people about all this impact, all this importance, this critical importance of ocean and climate to the success of our life on this planet.
So I would like to also ask you that what gives you hope when you look at the younger generations interested in ocean issues? It is important that because the IOI courses is not just for the today's generation, but also for the future generations. You are advocating the rights of the future generations on the oceans, on the environment. So we would like to hear you also for the message for the future generations.
You know, I love what I do with the IOI because of all the people, the wonderful, wonderful people I meet. And I have to say that I wouldn't be doing this if I weren't optimistic and if I didn't have a strong faith in the power of education and in the power of knowledge to guide people, to teach people, to show people the different ways we can be better.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, added to this, I know also, and I have strong faith in the power of young people, in their potential, in their enthusiasm, and in their ability to change things for the better. I always think we can approach this with potential, and it is in our hands to guide, be guided, teach, learn, speak to each other to make things better. It's in our hands. It's in our hands now, and it will be in the hands of future generations, our children, their children, to continue doing this. We have a choice, and we need to be informed and guided to make the choices we need to make that are leading to a sustainable life, a future that is secure, that is protected from extremes. So it's in our hands, really. And you know, I'm glad you asked this question because I absolutely love working with people and with young people to achieve this.
I think our female participants in the course have this kinds of feeling for the, how can I say, for the mission for the future generation. It is a kind of mother way, I think. That are also, I can see it for your respect for the IOI courses. You are like the mother of the IOI courses. So also thank you for all your feeling about this positive feeling about all for the courses, all for the participants, and all for the other directors of the all around the world. You are making us very comfortable in this way. I think we owe you a great success for us, for ours, that you achieved together with II Malta and all around the world. So could you,
thank you.
Can we take a final message for the Turkish viewers and also for the all around the world, of course, that if you share with us, we would be very glad.
Okay, first of all, I want to say how important it is. I'm not alone in this. I have a fantastic team at IOI, at the headquarters where we work. I have a great family and a great network of directors all over the world, whether they offer training, whether they offer Ocean Academy modules. So we would not be able to achieve anything without this wonderful team, without this wonderful vision that we have received from Elizabeth Borghese herself. So this is teamwork. We cannot do it alone, and we shouldn't do it alone. So we have the team spreads knowledge. And I just want to leave you with one comment. It's not my comment, but I find it very much of an inspiration. And I often quote it in my presentations. And it is from a Senegalese scientist, Baba Dioum, and he mentions, in the end, we will protect only what we love. We will love only what we know, and we will know only what we have been taught. Perfect. So I find this very inspiring for me.
Yes.
And maybe one more saying, which I learned recently. They tell me it's a Japanese saying.
Yeah.
But it was, on our own, we are a single drop of water, and together we are an ocean. So I think the way forward is working together.
I think in one sentence you make the summarize of the whole program. It was a perfect closing sentence. Thank you very much. And I think today's conversation reminds us that protecting the ocean is not only a scientific or political challenge, but also a cultural and an educational one all around the world. So the future of the ocean depends on ability to understand it, to communicate it, and share responsibility for it together. And perhaps this is exactly where ocean literacy begins. Protecting the ocean starts not by simply looking at it from the shore, but by understanding it, communicating it, and embracing it as a shared responsibility. So thank you for joining us. It was lovely to be with you today here, and thank you accepting to join our program and for the lovely conversation that I benefit again a lot.
Thank you for inviting me. It was lovely to have this chat with you. I always enjoy meeting up with you. So yes, I look forward to continue our work together.
Of course, I hope for many years that we will continue together with the ocean literacy in different ways, in different perspectives. Bugün Antonella Vassallo ile Okyanus Okur yazarlığı programımızın ilkini tamamladık. Kendisine çok teşekkür ettim. Hem İngilizce olarak hem de Türkçe olarak bir kez daha yinelemek isterim. Bugünkü sohbetimiz bize bir kez daha sadece okyanusu korumanın bilimsel anlamda ya da politik bir mesele olmadığını, bir kültürel, uluslararası boyutunun olduğunu, küresel ve global bir sorumluluk olduğunu hatırlattı. Dolayısıyla okyanusların geleceğini anlayabilmek için, okyanusların geleceğini anlatabilmek için bu sorumluluğu birlikte paylaşmamız gerekiyor. Dolayısıyla kapasitemizi arttırmamız gerekiyor ve bu programları da Okyanus Okuryazarlığını tam da bu amaçla yaygınlaştırmak ve okyanusun bilgisini toplumun her kesimini buluşturmak için yapmayı hedefliyoruz. Denizi korumak için Antonella çok güzel özetledi bize. İlk önce bilmemiz gerekiyor. Sadece kıyıdan bakmakla olmuyor. Onu anlamamız gerekiyor. Onun bilgisini anlatabilmemiz gerekiyor ve ortak bir sorumluluk duymamız gerekiyor. Bugün bizlerle birlikte olduğu için çok mutluyum. Antonella ile uzun süredir tanışmakla beraber ilk defa böyle bir programda kendisiyle birlikte oldum. Ben de heyecanlıydım. Sürçülisan ettiysek affola. Bizi dinlediğiniz için çok teşekkür ederiz. Yorumlarınızı, sorularınızı lütfen paylaşmaktan çekinmeyin ve IOA'nın ve de Türk Deniz Araştırmaları Vakfı'nın sitesinden çok daha fazla da bilgiye ulaşabileceksiniz. Online kursumuzun 8.sini tamamlamıştık. Şimdi 9. Okyanus okuryazarlığı kursumuzun 9.sunu Haziran ayı içerisinde tekrar başlamayı planlıyoruz. Dolayısıyla kursumuzun başvuru sürecinde de ilanlarımızı, duyurularımızı ve başvurularınızı bekliyoruz. Bizi takip edebilirsiniz ve biz sizlerin de başvurularını seve seve almayı bekliyoruz. Çok teşekkür ederiz. Antonella, thank you again. I was just announced our ninth course, our online course that we are going to start in June. So I make a short... Thank you very much. I make a short announcement about that, and we are also waiting for our new course participants to make it a bigger family together with your vision. Thank you again.
Thank you, and it was lovely to chat with you.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Have a wonderful rest of the day.
Thank you. Herkese iyi günler diliyoruz. Görüşmek üzere.